Hello, it's nice to see you. And I hope you're having a lovely day. I am having quite a sleepy day. I'm feeling a bit sleepy. But I'm going to stay awake, and instead of having a 5-minute snooze, I was going to have a 5-minute speedy read. And the book I've got for you and me today is called Gator. And it's from the creator of Duck, Randy Cecil. Yeah, I think this must be our hero. That's Gator. So, shall we give it a read? Yeah, come on. Here we go. 1 page, 2 page, 3 page. In we go. Gator was once the happiest merry-go-round animal in the world. Hello there, you lot. I hope you're having a lovely day. My day's alright. I'm feeling a bit sleepy today. But instead of having 5 cheeky winks, I was going to have a 5-minute cheeky speedy read. Yeah. And the book I've got today is called Gator. And it's by Randy Cecil. And I think that's Gator. Maybe it's short for alligator. Yeah. So should we give it a read? Alright. You, me, and the book. Let's go. Gator was once the happiest merry-go-round animal in the world. He loved the flashing lights, the sound of the fairground organ, and the feeling of the wind on his face. But most of all, he loved the laughter. And look, that little child. He's having a good laugh, isn't he? In those days, the line for the merry-go-round seemed to go on forever. All the children wanted to ride on Gator, Duck, or the golden fish. Yeah, they are very happy. Have you been on a merry-go-round? You go round and round and round. You can go on all sorts of different rides. Yeah, well, they're a lot of fun. But times had changed. Every day the crowd was smaller than the day before. Finally, the fairground was all but forgotten. The rides stopped running, the lights went dark, and the laughter was gone. With nothing else to do, Gator fell into a deep sleep. He slept and he slept. And as he slept, he dreamed that he was once again whirling on the merry-go-round. He could even feel the wind on his face. But it was only a spider attaching its web to his snout. The merry-go-round was still quiet. The fairground was still empty. Oh, poor Gator. Unable to sleep any longer, Gator left his place on the merry-go-round. He touched the hole in his heart where the pole had been and looked out over the empty fairground. It was time to leave. "But where will you go?" asked Duck. "I'm not sure," Gator said. When he reached the fairground gate, he turned around and looked back at the merry-go-round where he had spent his entire life. He looked at Duck, his friend, who had always been there right behind him. Then Gator opened the gate and walked out into the world. What's going to happen to him? He was soon lost in a deep, dark forest. He walked and walked until he knew every turn in every path, every twist in every tree. A cold wind blew through the hole in Gator's heart. Oh, sad. Very sad. At last, he came to a bridge. Some ducks were swimming in the stream below. "Oh, well, look at that," Gator said. "They look just like my friend Duck." He leaned over to say hello with his biggest, friendliest, toothiest smile. But he slipped. So, instead of saying hello, he said something more like, "Aye!" And there he goes. He's about to splosh in. And the ducks flew away. Gator hadn't known that ducks could fly. How amazing! I'll have to remember to tell Duck about that. And then Gator heard something. Laughter. It was coming from beyond a large open gate. Maybe this is some sort of fairground, Gator said as he walked inside. But where were the flashing lights? Can you read what that says? That says zoo. Yeah. Where was the fairground organ? Just as Gator began to think that it was not a fairground after all, he saw something amazing. Alligators, he gasped. Maybe I should go and say hello. But they were not what he had imagined. These alligators were big. These alligators were scary. Luckily, they were also asleep. Quickly, Gator tiptoed back out of the alligator bed. Tears filled his eyes. He was tired and lonely, and his search had led him nowhere. He sat down on a bench and began to cry. He had had enough. He wanted to go home. Then Gator heard a little boy laughing. "Daddy, what's that funny alligator doing out here?" asked the boy. "Why, that's no alligator," said the boy's father. "That's Gator. He was my favourite animal on the merry-go-round at the old fairground." "Can we go there?" the little boy asked. "I want to ride on Gator." Gator jumped up. The fairground hadn't been forgotten. He could bring the laughter back. He began to lead the way to the merry-go-round. He was going home. More and more people followed. On and on they went, back over the bridge and through the forest. Oh, and they're passing the ducks as well. The ducks are looking, seeing what's going on. "Hello, Duck," called Gator as he led the people through the gates. Ah, there's Duck and Golden Fish. The fairground organ began to play and the lights came back on. Gator took his place on the merry-go-round with the little boy on his back. The whole Gator's heart was gone. He turned to tell Duck about his many adventures. Did she know that ducks could fly? Maybe not. As the merry-go-round whirled around, laughter filled the fairground. Everything was just the way it used to be, except for Duck. Yeah, and that's because, can you see, Duck is flapping his wings. He didn't know that ducks could fly either till Gator told him. Yeah, let's look up here. He hasn't got his wings out, tucked in, and then it ends with him flapping. And that was the story of Gator by Randy Cecil. And I like that. That's a sweet little story. With a poor hole in his heart, the wind blowing through it. But then, a little boy, his father, and all the other children, they found the fairground again, and it filled the hole in his heart. They had a lot of fun. Yeah. And so, I've got literally a few seconds before I go. So, probably tomorrow now, I'll go back to the library, I'll have a look, see what other books I can find, and if you've got any books that you love, that you'd like to share, then just let me know, yeah? I'd love to read them, and we can share them with everyone else. Alright? So, you go easy, I'll see you soon. Alright, ta-ra, bye!